name is Sharon Pickthorn, and I am an affiliate director for Backcountry Horsemen for Horse Council BC. This video is to cover a PowerPoint presentation that we have created talking about our new trail database project. And it works with a program called Avenza. It's an app for your smartphone. And this PowerPoint presentation will step you through how the project works, and it'll give you some screens from our website and from Avenza phones to help you understand and hopefully actually get out and help us do tracks of trails within the province of British Columbia. So I just want to talk a little bit about the project. The partners for the project were Horse Council British Columbia and Backcountry Horsemen. And our products are these maps that are going to help trail riders out on the trail. And the maps will be located on our website for Horse Council British Columbia. And they will also be available on the phone app, this Avenza app that I will be talking about in a second. The maps, the beauty about this project is these georeferenced maps will allow you to locate yourself on the map. So when you get to your location and you have this map loaded on your phone, you will actually see a nice little blue dot that will tell you where you are on the map. And then as you move along a trail, your little blue dot will move with you to help you to know where you are. And the other great thing about this Avenza app is you don't need cell phone coverage while you're out riding the trail. Your phone will actually use your GPS. So a smartphone has a GPS in it, and that's what it uses to create your little blue dot. So the team, when we started this project, the team is me, Sharon, Nancy Spratt, who is our recreation coordinator staff member at Horse Council BC. And then we also, Horse Council has a database designer that helped us improve our website and start loading these maps and stuff. So we've done a lot of improvements to the Horse Council website that you'll see some slides of in a second. And then if you look on the screen, you'll see the little green box with the red pin. That is the symbol that you're looking for from Avenza when you download the app onto your phone. Okay, this next screen, this is a sample of a georeferenced map that was created by Backcountry Horsemen, Central Vancouver Island chapter. They created this map using funding from Horse Council BC and from Backcountry Horsemen. This map actually sits on a huge display board at the parking lot of this trail system. And it's about 6 feet by 7 feet. It's a massive map. But it also is a georeference map. So it's also available on your phone. You would download it onto your phone before you leave and come here. And then as you were riding along, you will just appear, once you've hit your locator button, you will just appear as a little dot and you'll know exactly where you are. These maps also can be printed if you want to have a printed version. Some people go to this site and they actually take a picture of this map, but that helps you, but it doesn't give you your nice little dot to follow along. Okay, so the important part to remember with that last map that we just looked at, how did that get created? Well, a bunch of people had to ride those trails. And as they ride those trails with a GPS, or you can actually do it with your Avenza phone app as well, they make tracks. So they make an electronic record as they ride along. Those tracks are collected, and then what happens is we can put those tracks onto a map. And then that's what you see. But basically it's very important that the tracks have to be collected. We can't make these maps unless we have someone riding those trails with either a smartphone with Avenza or a GPS. Now, GPSs are great and better actually than your phone because the battery power is much better. A phone, while you're making tracks, actually sucks a lot of power. So your phone can kind of die on you when you're making tracks, not when you're using the map, but when you're making tracks. So Horse Council actually has 4 Garmin receivers, and they're GPS and they're available for loan. And if you're interested in making tracks of trails on your public land in your area, we'd love you to do that. And so what you do is contact Nancy Spratt at the Horse Council office, and we will happily ship you a GPS. I think there's even batteries in there, and you have it on loan. Merrily, please go out and ride tracks. And it's a contest. So the person that makes the most amount of tracks can actually win one of these GPSs at the end of the season. We'll see who's made the most amount of tracks. If you already own a GPS, you can take your tracks, which are called GPX, and you can upload them to the Horse Council website very easily. And then when we receive them, then we get to work and we make a map. It's not something we can do in 10 minutes, but we will be making maps. Okay, so we're talking now about another way to make tracks besides using if you have a GPS or borrow one from Horse Council. The Avenza program itself will allow you to make tracks. So, and when you do that, you don't need to use your data plan. You don't need to have Wi-Fi. Again, because all it's using is the GPS within your phone, and the phone itself is recording the track. So you can do it out in the middle of nowhere. But there's a caveat to that. If you're going to do it out in the middle of nowhere, you have to have a map that has been loaded onto your Avenza program on your phone so that you can make the track on the map. There's lots and lots of free maps that are available in Avenza for the area, and we'll cover that in a slide a little further along, that you can get. Toporama is the name of one. And then so you want to get that map ahead of time before you get there, because that map does have to be downloaded. And then once you've got that map, I'll step you through what you have to do to actually make the tracks. We also have a very good document that shows you step by step how to do all these things I'm covering now on the Horse Council website. And it is located under, you're going to have to help me on this one, Nancy. It is the document would be under, on the website, it would be under resources or under...
Yeah, trails. / knowledge base.
Okay, so under trails and then / knowledge base, and you'll see a document there, and the title is something Avenza Trail Lap, like you'll recognize it, and download that document. It'll show you step by step, and that's helpful as well, besides looking at this video. Okay, next one. Okay, so here's the steps. So if you look at the screen now, you have to upload the track data, and you're going to do the upload download, which I'll show you in a second. And we talked about this already. We will create the map, and then anyone can download those interactive maps onto their phone, and they will be, and you'll get those through Avenza. It's called the Map Store within your Avenza app. You go to the Map Store and you will see all our maps, and you can download them, and they're all free, so you won't have to pay for anything. And they also are available on the website too, if you want to download them. And you can download GPX tracks if you want from the website, because some people are downloading them onto their own GPSs if they're using a GPS instead of using their phone and using Avenza. Okay, so now I've jumped to our web page. So we're now in the Horse Council website, and we're in under Rec and Online Trail Database, I believe is the title of it. And this is the first screen you're going to see. So I've put down a couple of arrows here. So what you want to do first, if you want to see what's available now in your area, go over to this spot here and pick your area of what zone you think you're in, or maybe that's where you're going riding. So pick your zone, and then this screen will change, and I'll show you that in the next slide. Okay, but the other thing I want to point out to you people is we have trails currently listed in the database, lots of them, but we don't have them all. So right here is a spot that says contribute to our database. Okay? And there is a trail submission update page. So what that is that'll bounce you to a form that you fill out, and you can do two things there. You can put in a brand new trail, because we'd love to have brand new trails. If you're putting in a brand new trail, I would suggest you go and have a look at that form without filling it out first, and just have a look at it, and you'll see the stuff, the information that we're going to ask you for, because you may get to a spot and go, oh darn, I don't know where the parking is, or oh, I can't remember what the length is, etc. So have a look in there, and then you'll be sure that you're going to have all the information. This is also the same place you go to update an existing trail. So let's say you've just gone and rode your local trail in the Kootenays, and it's already in here. Maybe you've already gone and looked at it, and it said, you know, there's something. There's parking problems, or there's no water, there's water, or whatever. So you've read it, you've gone informed, and then you get out there and you ride it, and you go, oh, you know what? There was a mistake on that trail record. There's no water, or there's a whole trail is closed because of pine beetle downfall, or something. Like there's something that needs to be updated. Please, if you found that out, pretty please, go in and go into that update page and change what needs to be changed. Some of these records are quite old, so we need to make sure we get really current data. So that's where you go. Don't be afraid of it, it won't hurt you. Okay, next screen. Okay, so this is a picture of the same screen. All I've done is I've scrolled down a little bit. And the reason I wanted to show you this one is there's this box here that says smartphone app integration. And there's a couple of links here that you can use. If you go to this first one that says Avenza Map Store, that will immediately bounce you into the Horse Council BC vendor page in the Avenza Map Store. So it will list all the maps that we currently have available for you to use on your smartphone under Avenza. This second one will just take you into the Avenza Map app and will tell you about it. So good to know where both of those are. And I'll also talk a little bit about why it's a good idea to go in and pick your maps on your computer versus on your phone. Okay, I'm going to bounce back a little bit. So I've drilled down on my zone, and I'm in Vancouver Island. So you'll see pins of where the maps are. And then you see a full list down below, and of course you only see a part of the screen here, of all the trails that are available. And then you can either click on the pin, or you can click on these individual ones, and you will see the trail record. And this is what a trail record looks like. So this particular one is on Vancouver Island at Salmon Memeki Horse Camp. And I would like you to look at, we've got images, and the only reason we have images is because you guys have sent them to us. And then you do that under upload, download. And there's numerous tabs across here. Okay, so you want to make sure you go look in each tab. This information, all this information here, was originally put in that form that I talked about a minute ago, being the trail submission form, right? So we're going to ask you the type, the introduction, where's a nearby city, some specifics, directions, maps, etc. And you can send us pictures. The other thing that's important on this screen that I want you to look at is comments. And this tells me in here there's 2 comments. Let's go back to you. You've now gone up to Salmon Memeki. You've ridden the trails. It was all good. I'd really like it if you give us some comments. And good, even just say, rode the trails in August, all was good, water still in tanks, whatever you want to tell us. It's just, I think it's reassuring to riders, the next group that are looking on this website, and if they can go to the comments and go, oh wow, look at all these people rode this, and it looks like it's in good shape, and yeah, so comments are really appreciated. Please send us comments. Okay. Okay, now all I've done is I'm in exactly the same trail record. I'm still in Sam and Memeki Horse Camp. And what I've done is I'm now in the tab that's called Upload Download, because this one's been enhanced on the website and I want everyone to understand what's here. So what's here now? GPX Upload. So that's where tracks are going to get uploaded to the website. So those are tracks that you've made either with your GPS that you've borrowed from Horse Council, your own personal GPS, or they could have been made on your Avenza phone as well. So that's where you do that. We talked about pictures. Where did all those pictures up there come from? It's from people doing this. So they have a picture on their computer, they browse for it, and they upload it, and then we will publish it on the particular trail. Obviously, for any of these, the trail record has to be here first, right? If you go out and create a track of a brand new trail, you have to fill out that trail submission form first, because it won't be here to give me the track, to give us the images. So the trail submission form for a brand new trail has to be step number 1. You get to name the trail. And then we release that. Then once it's all been released, then next step is you come up and upload us pictures, etc. Okay, a couple more things to see here. There's paper maps, if there is. Now this is again if people have provided us with paper maps, then they are listed here. You click on them, another window will open up. You can print from there, you can actually save them as well. It's a separate window that opens up. So in this particular case, there's 3 of them. Okay, and for this particular trail, we already have a georeferenced map that is available. Note that it also says, if you're using a mobile device, then these maps are available to download from the Avenza Map Store. This is a link. You can click on it. You will find that map, and you know it's there. You also can find that map with your actual phone. If you have your phone on hand, you've got your Avenza, you can get it there from the Map Store. Okay. Back in the one of the first web page that I showed you, there was one where I said click on this link and it'll show you the Avenza Map Store and what Horse Council has for maps. They're all free, and clicking on that link is what bumps you in here. So if you look here, it's saying there's our name, okay, and it actually tells us we're vendor number 3155 at the top. But this is what we have in there now, and as more people send us more tracks and we make more maps, this list will just get longer and longer. Okay. Okay, now what I've done, I've gone into Avenza because I want to show you what you see on your computer when you go and search for maps. I'm also going to mention here now about finding maps on your computer versus finding them on your phone. Can you pass me my phone, Nancy? So, if we think about it, is it a little easier to find maps on a big computer screen or your laptop, or is it easier to find it on this little dinky thing that's so small? So what I recommend you do is go find your maps using your computer. You actually purchase them there, whether they're free or you can buy maps, that's totally up to you. And it does a little thing where you have an account with Avenza, and it basically kind of just holds them. And then the next time you turn on your phone and you go to your Avenza app, it will actually say you have maps ready to download and would you like to download them now. Remember, don't do that when you're out in the boonies, because that won't work. To download the maps, you have to be within Wi-Fi or have data available. So you have to have cell phone coverage. So this planning, all this stuff you're doing, do it before you leave the door. is safer, right? Like if you wait and you have spotty cell phone coverage, you may be kind of out of luck. Okay, so this is, you're at home, you're on your desktop, and you've gone into the Avenza map store, and this is typically what you're going to see when you first go in. So this is me on my computer at home. I am in my computer knows where I am, right? It asks you, will you allow Avenza to know your location? I said yes. So I live in Courtenay. So what it does automatically is it starts showing you the most popular maps in your area. Okay? Well, that may not be where you want to ride, first of all. So you're like, okay, well, what the heck do I do now to try to get to Merritt? Because I'm going to go riding in Merritt and I want to find either the Horse Council maps up there or any maps up there. So basically what you do, up here, there's something called filters. Okay, and when you hit the filters button, your screen changes. Okay, so if you look at the top now, you've got filters and you've got all this is filled in. So I've done two things here. What I did is I typed in, this particular box said vendor, and I typed in Horse Council BC. So now all I'm going to see is the Horse Council maps that are available. You certainly can also, because maybe, what we're trying to do here is get tracks. Maybe you want to go ride somewhere that we haven't got a map of yet. So what you need to do is, in here, you want to type in, find maps near Merritt, BC. Okay? This will then, and take out Horse Council, because maybe we don't have any for there, but just type in the town, and you could have actually done that in the previous map. Then you're going to get a whole list of the maps that are available. There is all of Canada is covered by free maps created by Natural Resources Canada, and they are made by, it's called Toporama. So you will find Toporama maps, and if you're going to go out and make tracks for us using your Avenza phone, you have to have a map loaded. You can't make tracks without a map. You can't make them in the ozone, basically. So you have to go and find a map, do the same thing. You can either pay for it if you find one you like that you want to pay for, and you'll notice they're not very expensive. They're a couple of bucks, the ones that other people have made. So like Backroads Maps has made all sorts of them. There's other ones out there that they've made. But yes, make sure you download your map before you go. Okay, so here's what it looks like on your phone. So I've showed, there's two up here, and this is an example of a Toporama. So a Toporama have a Toporama dash, and then there's usually kind of a little funny number. And they're pretty basic topographical maps. This one right now, the screen print I took of my phone, this is showing me where I live. The blue dot, and you get the blue dot on an Android by clicking this, zooms you into wherever your phone is sitting. Okay, so that's a free map all over Canada. You can get those. This one is a map I paid for. This map is created by Backroads Map Books. I think I paid, I can't remember, $4.99 or $2.99 or something for it. You can see there's way more detail because there's my blue dot. So this is the same as this. I'm getting way more detail on here. And this is a good example. If you can see this little orange line here, I made that track using Avenza. And that's what it looks like when you've made a track on your phone. Okay, so this is your locator marker on an Android. That's the little button you push to make it work. If you're on an iPhone, it's on the bottom of your screen, and it's a directional arrow, and you'll get the same little blue marker. Okay, so this is a sample of a map that we are just in the process of building. It's not quite finished yet. This is Rainbow Trails, if people are familiar with that in the Merritt area. This is a georeferenced PDF that will be available on Avenza quite shortly. So you've got streams, distance of the trails there, etc. So again, this is one of our members, in fact one of our directors, she's an endurance rider. She's made all these tracks for us, and then when we got tracks, that's what we can do. I'm going to go back a slide because I don't have the ability in this video to sort of step you through everything on how you make tracks, but I'm going to try to give you a little bit of a hint here. If you're ready to make tracks, basically what you do is you go to the wrench. And when you press on the wrench, what it'll say is draw GPX tracks. I think it's the second selection that you get. Okay? And so you click on that, and then this bar at the top will change a little bit, and it will say, it'll have a little pointer, and what you have to remember to do is it's actually waiting for you to click the play button. Okay, so I think on the iPhone it's quite similar, but when you've clicked on just the record GPS tracks, it's not going, it's not working until you actually hit that play button up at the top. And then it will say recording. Okay? So watch for that on your phone, and as you start to record, it's a good idea to use your fingers and zoom in to your little, because your little blue dot will still be there. And then as you start to move along, you will see an orange line getting created. And then you know, okay, good, I'm recording and all is good. If you've ridden for 5 minutes and there's no orange line, you've done what I've done many times. You did not hit the play button, so you do have to remember to hit the play button. Okay, so like I said before, there's a very good document on the Horse Council website that steps you through all this. You can download it, and it has all the links available as well that takes you to the help screens. Avenza has fabulous help files within its knowledge base, so those are good too. And then they also step you through specific instructions for Android versus iPhone, which is helpful because they are a bit different. Only other word of warning I would suggest is if you're going to use your phone for creating tracks, it's a big battery eater. So I suggest if you're riding for more than, I guess it depends on your phone, but riding for more than about an hour and a half, if you're familiar with those little charger packs that you can get that plug into your phone, they're the size of a big cigarette lighter. You can get them at Staples, that sort of thing. It's a good idea to carry one of those because it would be a shame to get 3/4 of your track done and your phone starts to cough and spit because it's running out of juice. Then plug in your little auxiliary battery, and they're small, you can stick them in your pocket. And also when you're tracking with your phone, you don't have to be riding along like this. Like, it'll be fine. You can throw it in your pocket. I check it every once in a while, but yeah, and it'll still be tracking. You know how your phone, your screen goes black, and don't worry, it's still doing its thing. But yeah, bring auxiliary power is a good idea. Okay, I think that's about it. So I want to see you out on the trail with your phones or your GPS that Horse Council's happy to lend these to you, and making tracks and creating trail records for us, and then we end up with a better database. Thank you very much.